The story of Otto Wood transcends the Appalachian folk tune that immortalized his name. Although the song is a classic, recorded most famously by Doc Watson, it is the life of Otto Wood himself that captivates and intrigues. Born on May 8, 1893, on the outskirts of Wilkes County, North Carolina, Otto Wood's early life set the stage for his crazy life. Raised in an area that is now known as Rhonda, he was an outlaw from a young age, not a violent menace but a man unable to resist the allure of taking what was not his. He had family in West Virginia that were not the best influences. They were Hatfields of the infamous Hatfield-McCoy feud. He was very fond of his family and friends, often sharing the profits of his crimes with them. He was a local celebrity. Most of Wilkes County refused to snitch on him or turn him in, very uncommon for the time period. Wood was born and raised in the Rhonda section of Wilkes County, in country traversed by what is now the Boone Trail. His people are said to have been good, law-abiding people, but he turned out to be the black sheep of the family. Mount Airy, NC News, December 3, 1925. Let's take a closer look at the major events that defined Otto Wood's journey. May 8, 1893. Otto is born into a world that would soon know him as a notorious figure. August 1907. At just 14 years old, he finds himself sentenced to an Iredell County chain gang for a petty theft crime spree. Astonishingly, he garners public sympathy. February 1909. Sent to Stonewall Jackson Training School, a reform school for troubled youths. April 29, 1911. A shotgun accident claims Otto's left hand, marking a significant turning point in his life and criminal activities. March 27, 1913. Otto is arrested for robbing train cars in Virginia. His alias, C.D. Wilson, adds to his mystique. May 10, 1913. He enters the Virginia State Penitentiary, where his handicap leads to lighter work assignments, ultimately allowing him to escape just 5 days later. September 7, 1913. Caught shortly after fleeing, Otto returns to the penitentiary, facing multiple theft charges. November 20, 1914. He manages a second escape from Road Camp 27, further cementing his reputation as an elusive outlaw. November 13, 1915. After a chase, Otto is arrested for car theft in Salisbury, North Carolina, yet continues his life of crime with a remarkable ability to evade capture. The pawn shop incident. In a fateful moment, Otto kills pawnbroker A.W. Kaplan during a robbery in Greensboro, an event that solidifies his notorious status. Though Otto later claims he only entered to reclaim a pocket watch, the circumstances suggest otherwise. It is believed he had intended to rob the pawn shop before he had ever entered, making the crime premeditated. They get into a heated argument, and A.W. Kaplan grabs a large metal object to strike Otto with a metal pipe. Otto pistol whips A.W. Kaplan, and in the process the gun misfires, discharging a round into A.W. Kaplan's shoulder. Otto claims he had no idea A.W. Kaplan had died from his injuries as he was still alive when he fled. This is most likely true, as the medical examiner stated that A.W. Kaplan didn't die until about 20 minutes later, but it was indeed from the injuries sustained from the robbery. The pawn shop was located on South Elm Street in Greensboro, North Carolina. He fled on foot and ran almost out of the city limits. He almost doesn't get away but steals a car just in the nick of time as Greensboro law enforcement is closing in on him. This is the event that makes Otto notorious, and the single biggest influential event to his lifetime and legacy. He is caught the next month in December, in Mercer County, West Virginia, where he is returned to Greensboro to stand trial for murder. The grand jury convicts him in no time, and the judge sentences him to 30 years in the North Carolina State Penitentiary. Otto escapes a total of 4 times from the Raleigh Penitentiary, once with an accomplice, John Stevens. He also spends almost 2 years in solitary confinement. In his autobiography, he recounts a number of cellmates he had while in solitary, including one who tried to commit suicide by getting in between 2 mattresses and lighting them on fire. In July 1926, Otto publishes his autobiography, Life History of Otto Wood, sharing his perspective on his criminal undertakings. His final escape would be in 1930. He stays on the run for about 6 months before one fateful day in Salisbury. He is walking the streets and 2 police officers see him and attempt to apprehend him. Otto raises a pistol and a gunfight ensues. One of the police officers named Rankin fires the fatal bullet that kills Otto Wood. Otto Wood's life was a testament to both the allure of rebellion and the shadows of consequence. a narrative intertwined with hardship, evasion, and ultimately, an indelible mark on history. While the folk song may echo through the Appalachian hills, the man behind it remains an enigmatic figure whose life story continues to resonate today.